Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is Shooter Scott Henderson. It is July 7th. This is our swing trade notes for our week ending July 12th. Of course, at the end of our presentation, please do review our disclosures. Now, I'm viewing this week as a mixed bag. Just to be very candid, about 3 weeks ago, a number of the names that I was picking out never had the volume hit them, even though they had the setups. AKA, we're holding on to Airbnb and Marvel with expirations at the end of this month. And they really haven't done anything, but they haven't done enough really to get rid of them yet. So, last week we didn't book any profits with all my sleep issues. Not really resolved yet, but we're getting there. Hopefully the hurricane doesn't screw me up too much. But this week I want to look at sort of the safe side of stuff because I see it waning a little bit. So, GLD I think is a good candidate to the upside. We're getting a bid. Now this is in line with my thesis that lumber and transportations are telling us something. In short, this is sort of a flight to safety. Plus we're already seeing a bid. We've basically seen two gap days here on this, last week, which I think is suggestive. So, but at the moment, I'm just looking for a place to park. Thinking 225 is viable. Maybe target the 225 strikes either August or September. That's sort of my thought. Now, aluminum, I didn't like any of the premiums. And we've sort of just been camped in this slow bleed, and this is really our first wake up. So I think the safest trade here, and by the way, that's my mindset. Whenever volume isn't coming into the few names that are popping up on my radar, I go back to basics of, hey, sell some cash secured puts, 100 in Illum, should be a nice safe place just to earn some premium. That's my thought. All right, now, my favorite setup, and really the only setup I really, really liked, and I like to have that really, really like, and it has two factors here. One, we have a breakout line overhead, and our 50% fibs up at $184. And that gives us about $13 room on this to the upside. So on that breakout, we could see a decent push. On top of that, we have another gap that occurred here on the last breakout, right in that range. So that looks really constructive for me. So now I like the August 175 with the thought of rolling into ways, but be frank, you can just do both. Do a 50-50 split. Really depends on what you want to do. On AMD, I think is the better choice, what your risk model is today or this week. All right, now shop, I think it's going to take a little more time. So I want to stay tight. I want to stay right at where we are, 70 calls. We're in the gap. And we've sort of just been holding here. We haven't broken out. So there's a good chance to get some euphoria to the upside. But again, this is one that we're going to require some volume numbers coming in here, really to get us up and beyond that breakout. So this might take a little more time. And I'm really not excited about getting stuck in a couple of more slow movers. So my suggestion may be that we reduce our position size or buy smaller pieces going into these as you're adding into them, simply because of the scenario in the markets right now. I think we're gonna find some kind of a flat up here. And I just don't see a lot of names that have great counts with decent upside to chase. So it's a little limited as far as my look, at least what I'm seeing. So, but that's what we've got for this week, folks. Great trading until next time.